Hello and good morning. Today is Sunday, March the 31, 2024, and it's Easter.
We wouldn't have thought of that now. Hello, good morning, and happy Easter.
But we are not just celebrating Easter today. There's a second reason to celebrate. Our Brixie's birthday was on March the 26th.
Then it's going to be wet and happy today.
So the way the last video left off?
Very funny again. You like that. But of course you are right. Afterwards there will be a big party and you will get your present afterwards. But Yellowstone already has something for you.
Yes, you are off today. I will do the counting all by myself.
Thank you very much.
Well, I knew you liked that. Speaking of counting, before we start, we have checked all the numbers again in the last few days and had to realize that the values of some bags were not quite correct. That's why we have to correct the current overall level. Instead of 7,966, we are actually at 7,976. And you are sure you can do it on your own today with the counting?
You can leave one on that.
Now he is starting with that too.
Yes, Brixie is off today.
See it that way. Let's get started. Today the bags 27 in the middle section and the bags 35 in the stern are on the agenda. In addition, the control units for the steam modules of chimneys 3 and 4 will be assembled and other lighting elements. Among other things, the lighting in the middle section is being completed today. We will start with the bags 27 and Joe and his main.
Let's go.
Jim, you are helping to build. Put the broom away.
Okay, boss.
Let's go, main.
First the grey blades.
Oops.
The grays are wrong. Watch out, Rick. Jim.
Ouch!
Oops. Sorry, Jim.
Everything's okay, Jim?
Hand hurts, but it's okay.
Ouch.
Oh man, what fools. Closing time.
Due to the position of the control unit of the steam module for chimney 3, I cannot pass the connecting wire coming from the control unit through this pinhole this time. Therefore, I am now creating an opening on the side by replacing this white 6 stone with 2 white 2 stones from my own supply. To keep this beige stone in place, I first lay this yellow 6 plate from the ground up here. There is an opening on the opposite side of the substructure, but the wire is too short to pass through it. The connecting wire which comes from the control unit is then guided through this opening into the substructure. Finally, I replace these 2 tiles with the 2 tiles with LED that I prepared in the previous video. Their connecting wires are then routed through the existing opening from the substructure into the interior of the ship. For the lighting of the windows of this construction phase, Game of Bricks has provided this LED strip from Bag C. The two parts of the LED strip are placed directly behind the windows. The connecting wire is passed through the existing opening and the connecting wire is then led inwards through this opening. In order to keep the LED strips behind the windows a little better in position, I place such a black one-hole brick at each of the openings and pass the wire, the LED strip, through there. Unfortunately, even with this, the LED strips behind the windows cannot be perfectly positioned as we have a lot of leeway there. I put a chimney, the two lifeboats and the two davits aside, because, as already mentioned several times, they will only be assembled at the end of the project. At the base of the chimney, as with chimneys 1 and 2, I replaced the existing grey plate with a grey perforated plate of the same size. First of all, I put a base here in the substructure. As already known from the previous video, the connecting wire coming from the control unit is passed through this. The remaining components are now being assembled. First of all, I removed some stones here as well. I have already placed the control unit and fixed it again with two of these black joint stones. For the final fixation, I didn't use a black 8 plate this time, but this beige 8 tile. This is also a Titanic stone that is left over because I have replaced it with other stones in the past. In order to frame the existing wires and the 8 expansion board under the strut, I use this red 8 stone here and this black 4 stone here on the other side, as well as this grey 8 stone and another such black 4 stone. These are also stones from the Titanic which have been replaced by others. Of course, I set the operating mode of the control unit to continuous operation before installation. The connecting wire of the control unit is connected to this 4 expansion board, to which I have already connected the control unit of chimney 2 in the previous video. Now the removed parts are dismantled again. The connecting wire coming from the control unit is now guided through the previously prepared opening into the interior of the substructure and then upwards through the perforated plate. After fixing the chimney base with the previously removed pins, the substructure can be permanently mounted. At the end of the wire, a 2 expansion board is attached again, to which the steam module is later connected. The connecting wire of the two LEDs are connected in a 4 expansion board already prepared in an earlier video. In order to frame the existing wires and the 4 expansion board and to give the following construction section above a little more support, I now add the following more stones at this point. This grey 12 plate, next to it this beige colored 12 stone, on which there are 4 such 1 blades. All of these stones are also Titanic stones that have been replaced by others at an earlier date. Now I'm going to start by placing these 2 6 tiles. Then the lighting of this construction section is connected to the last remaining free connection of the expansion board. And the construction section is finally permanently mounted. Before that, I add such a 6 plate from my own stock to enclose the wires. With the final assembly of these 2 benches, bags 27 are complete. Those were bags number 27. We had, as we see at Yellowstone, 191 stones. I hope the value is correct.
You can leave one on that.
There are no stones left. A big thank you again to Joe and his men. We will see them again later as guests at the big party.
Yeah, party.
Now all that's missing for you is the deck chair. By the way, deck chair and have free. Now I have a joke after the many jokes of Brixie in the last video. An employee is thinking how to get about a few days of special leave. It seems to him that the most appropriate thing to do is to go crazy, so that his boss sends him home to recuperate. So he hangs himself from the ceiling in the office. A few minutes later, the boss comes in, sees his employee hanging from the ceiling and asks, puzzled, "Miller, why are you hanging from the ceiling?" "I'm a light bulb." "You must be crazy. You better go home for the rest of the week and rest. We will see on Monday." The man leaves, and so does his colleague. When the boss asks her why she is leaving, she says, "I can't work in the dark." Okay, that's enough. What's that?
Our Easter present for you.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. That's nice of you. Your presents are there. You can pounce on them later.
Yes, boss. Yeah. No, I don't think so. Again, you really can't leave it alone. But
We don't have.
There are no presents for that.
Did you?
no. Do you?
No, not me neither.
Haha, tricked. There is nothing at all with the egg. It's all right.
Very great.
Very
Yummy.
funny.
Brain stuff. That was nasty.
But it was good.
That's right.
Okay. And back where I can already see the next guest is coming. Okay. Okay, more bunnies. Okay, let's move on. For now, for us, it's time to get back to work. For the lighting of the 8 portholes, the 8 windows here in the substructure of chimney 4, 8 single LEDs, 8-bit lights are provided by Brickshine. I'm not going to implement that in this case. On the one hand, there are too many wires and also too many connectors. Here I came up with another solution, namely with this 10 LED strip from Game of Bricks, which I don't need anymore. First of all, some stones are removed. The first 4 of the LEDs of the strip are inserted here on this side for these 4 windows, when the strip is passed around the corner to the other side, where the last 4 LEDs are used for these 4 windows. And on this side, the connecting wire is then also routed inwards. This white 6 stone and these 3 grey palisade stones are about to be replaced by other stones, so I am putting them in the stash. First of all, more stones are removed, including these 8 perforated stones. Then one end of the LED strip is fixed with this remaining grey palisade stone behind the perforated stone. On this page I am replacing these removed palisade stones with 2 of these black round 1 stones each, so that the LED strip doesn't bend so much when leading around the corner. In order to shield the light of these 2 unneeded LEDs from the outside, I use such a joint stone again. Normally I would use such a black joint stone again. However, this is not possible this time, as this side of the substructure is openly visible. That's why I'm using such a white joint stone this time. The problem with this one, however, is that the light from the LEDs shines through. That's why I painted the inside of this white joint stone with black model paint. In order to be able to lead the connecting wire into the interior at this point without pinching, I also replaced this already removed palisade stone with these 2 black round 1 stones. Then the 2 whole bricks are put back in place. At the corners I add such a white 1 stone. For the lighting of chimney 4, I am now replacing these 2 tiles with the prepared 2 tiles with LEDs. However, this means that it is no longer possible to place this original white rod again. Therefore, I replace these 2 rods with a shorter rod from my own stock. To simplify the wiring, I combine the connecting wires of the 2 LEDs and the LED strip on this 4 expansion board and connect such a 15 cm connecting wire from Game of Bricks to it. To keep the wires and the expansion board inside the substructure, I close the opening with these 3 bricks. These are Titanic stones that I have replaced with others in the past. connecting wire is then routed to the outside through the remaining smaller opening. Again, we have a historical fact about the Titanic in the building instructions. It had 4 chimneys, but only 3 of them were functional. The rearmost one was a dummy that was used exclusively for aesthetic purpose. Also with the Bex 35 I put the lifeboats and the davits aside for later assembly. Again I replaced the existing grey blade at the base with a corresponding perforated blade and placed the base of the chimney in the substructure. And with that I can also put chimney 4 aside for the time being. For the installation of the last platform for chimney 4 in the stern, I first had to remove some stones. As a base for the platform I have already attached 4 of these grey palisade stones and such a black 2 blade to the cable box. The platform itself is made up of this large white plate, and this comes from the Bex 45, which will only be used in the next video. There, this slab is replaced by other stones. Furthermore, 3 of these grey 12 plates that come from the chimneys, 2 of these white 6 stones and these 2 grey 8 tiles. To fix the platform on the other side, I'm going to add another one of these white 6 stones. Before the platform is mounted, I attach these 2 grey plates with a pinhole to the underside, which were already prepared in one of the earlier videos. At the end of the connecting wire of the control unit, I now attach such a 2 expansion board, which is then used to connect the control unit to the main current. If you have a good eye for detail, you will notice that this expansion board is no longer white but black. That's because I don't have any 2 expansion boards anymore that come from the Lightkit brick shine. I had to buy more of these expansion boards. Such 2 expansion boards are only offered by the manufacturer Light My Bricks in a pack of 4 pieces each. Unfortunately, these are also very expensive. I bought 2 packs of these, as I will need more of these 2 expansion boards for the rest of the electrification. As with the others before, the control unit is attached to the platform with 2 of these black joint blocks. Over this white 2-hole brick I then lead the connecting wire downwards. For the final fixation of the control unit I don't use a black 8 plate here, but 2 of these black 4 stones. At this point, a small addendum to the last video. In case you were wondering why Brixie looked so questioning at the point when I described the installation of the control unit of chimney 2, that was because I said that I had fixed this unit with a black 8 plate at the end. But that wasn't the case in the video, I had forgotten that. I made up for that later. With the exception of the white 2-hole stone, which comes from my own stock, all other stones used here were from the Titanic, which had been replaced by others in the past. I connected another 6 expansion board to the existing 8 expansion board via a connecting wire. This in turn will connect most of the remaining lighting elements of the rear. After dismantling the struts, the connecting wire coming from the control unit is now led upwards through the substructure and the perforated plate as already known. And here too, a 2 expansion board is connected to the connecting wire in order to connect the steam module later. After the lighting of the substructure has been connected via the connecting wire to the newly placed 6 expansion board, all removed stones can be dismantled again. Those were bags 35. 7 stones are left this time. Let's go straight to our table. In the case of the bags 27, there were 191 stones. Now in the case of the bags 35, 184 stones. And thus,
Today we had a total of 375 stones and we are at 8,351.
Brixie. And who are the many bunnies?
These are his 2 brothers and sisters.
Okay.
I invited them to the party. That's okay, isn't it?
Sure. The more, the better.
But first, as always just before the end, the test of the built-in lighting elements.
Somehow I have a déjà vu. On the starboard side, the lighting of the 2 large windows, in the middle the 2 LEDs to illuminate chimney number 3, and also on the port side the lighting of the 2 large lattice windows. In the stern, first on the starboard side, the lighting of the 4 portholes, the 4 windows, then in the middle the 2 LEDs to illuminate chimney number 4, and finally also on the port side the lighting of the 4 portholes, the 4 windows with the help of the LED strip. I don't think anyone can wait. It's about to start and you will get your present right away. But one guest is still missing. I think she is coming. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, nice to be here.
Yes, I'm happy too. We haven't seen each other for a long time.
Yes, that's right.
Joe and his man had their last gig today. Of course, we will see you again at the grand finale. Until then, you have the day off and Joe and his wife Melissa go on vacation, correct?
Exactly. We are going to the sea.
Then we wish you all a nice holiday and have a good rest.
Thank you.
And we will see you all again in the grand finale. Well, now, before anyone else bursts without curiosity about his present. But first, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brixie. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brixie. Happy birthday to you. all the best to your birthday, Brixie. And now, finally, your present.
This is for me?
Yes, that's from all of us for you.
Wow.
But that's still to be built. Of Joe and his men.
Ui.
Of course, only then they are back from vacation.
Thank you so much to all of you. That's mega great. My own little house.
Okay, and with that I would say, young stone. That was probably the starting signal. Cheers. Bye. See you next time.